Hey there, Wargamers. Justin, our painter here from Death Ray Designs, and I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in for my vlog this week. Not a huge amount of updates. I'm still working on getting through all of the painting tutorials that I've been working on. I think this week I finished number 7. So I've got 3 left to edit, and then we're going to stagger the release of those. I believe we are still on schedule to release a week of battle tech content. I believe Austin's done a couple of painting tutorials. We've got a video I shot with him talking about doing some design elements and stuff like that for the game, and I think he might have filmed a battle report. I don't know. I wasn't invited to take part, so I can't say for sure if he actually filmed one. So as of today, I don't know. If the filming of that did actually happen, then when I know, you guys will know, because I'll talk about it, because I'll likely be the one that edits that battle report. So I did make a personal change this week, and hair's gone. So no baby shark currently. I tried to trim up the sides and screwed up, so buzzed off the top, and we'll grow back out and work from there. So as Bob Ross would say, we don't make mistakes, we have happy little accidents, and the same can be said for trying to do artwork on your hair. The art of buzzing hair is somewhat lost to me. You'd think I'd be good at it because I've been buzzing my head since I was in high school, but I've never actually tried doing anything with it. So until recently when I did, I got tired of paying the lady to cut my hair, and last 2 times she kind of didn't do what I wanted, so I was like, I'll try. Did it the first time myself, kind of did okay. Went to try the same thing last time, and my hair was all like out the sides and looking really dumb, and then I was like, screw it, it's gone. Boom. Buzzed it off. Now there's still like a little transition here. You can, whoops, on this side, you can see the, the hair, but the intent is to get this a little bit thicker and have a little bit coming up the front, not full on shark fin all the time, but we'll see what happens in the next month as my hair grows faster. We'll see what happens. So, but on the painting front, let's move it around today and show you guys kind of some of the progress I've got done this week, and let you see what's going on. All right, so for you guys who have caught some of my recent streams, in particular the ones where I'm working on some Iron Warrior's flesh, you will know I have been struggling. I don't often have a lot of time to work on my own personal minis, and when I do, I struggle a lot. This should be an experience that's cathartic and has a release and is stress-free, but for me, it's very stressful. Wanting to continue to improve and attempt to perfect what I'm doing is just, it's hard. That's one of the things that if I could share that experience with you guys, that it would be not to take the painting so seriously and put so much pressure on yourself that you start to hate it, because I'm struggling to do things. So with what we've got here, we've got one of my obliterators, and this is part of the struggle. You can see the flesh here looks different than that, and that's because I did it in 2 different days and didn't quite get it exactly where I wanted. I got him kind of to an okay state. I'm probably going to go back and do a little bit on his feet. But I kind of assume maybe because he's mutated and has this crap coming out, it's okay if the flesh is 2 slightly different colors. I don't know. It is stressing me out though. I think the average person is probably just like, Justin, that looks fine. What are you freaking out about? But in my head, my OCD is driving me bonkers. So some of you may have noticed that when I work on these on stream, I'm a little less talkative. I'm very serious. Or I have like a very pensive kind of nature, and that's because I'm stressing out over it. And it's just the way I am, unfortunately. So if you happen to see me freaking out on stream and you want to interact with me, that'd be a good way to help break up the OCD and the mental trauma that I'm subjecting myself to and working on minis. So, but this was the first test guy. This guy's going to hopefully have, since he'll be number 2 of the obliterators, hopefully he'll have a better set of flesh on him. That's the intent. I'm really hoping that it'll look better on this guy. But my second attempt was the Hellbrute here, and I was a little bit agitated that this leg doesn't look exactly like that leg, but it's pretty freaking close, so whatever. I was happy with how these veins and stuff and tubes came out up here, and then his spine. I thought that turned out pretty cool. I think this is an improvement over the obliterator, even if some of the flesh tones aren't exactly what I wanted. It is looking pretty reasonable, pretty gross and disgusting. So all in all, I'm not too displeased with this one. Even though I was having an OCD moment with it, I'm very happy with it. I think it looks cool. Off stream, I worked on this guy this week at home. I guess this is the Venom Crawler. And now, right off the gate, I went a little bit on the bright side with some of the flesh here. Now, how about we don't zoom all the way out? How about we zoom back in? Thank you, camera, for deciding you wanted to zoom all the way out for me. The Omniscience, the machine spirit, was wrong. This is why I'm painting Chaos. Maybe that's why the machine spirit, my camera decided to zoom all the way out even though I wasn't touching it. Anyways, so if you compare the two fleshes here, you can see this one's a shade lighter than that one. I went a little bit bright on it, and I think that's okay. There's some differentiation, but I kind of like this a little bit better. But yeah, so I came in and worked on the flesh here on this little, I guess, butt sack thing. Got all that going. We got down in here, got this little series of flesh, tubes, and sacks done, and I think this turned out pretty reasonably well. I think on this I just had a little bit too much of the bright flesh. I should have toned it down a little bit, maybe went with highlights and not the kind of glazing or layering that it did. But it also kind of makes it look like the flesh is almost dead, not quite rotted, but like, you know, like if you have a blister and the top layer of skin, like you pop the blister, top layer of skin's this white nasty color, maybe this skin's just a flap that's ready to just fly off, and it's, you know, a couple weeks or a month from starting to turn black and decay. You never know. But I think these turned out reasonably well. I didn't push the bright side on these quite as much. I think the tubes, I mean, I guess I could have done these as like casing, rubber casings, and done yellow, but I really like the idea that these are skin that they've crammed tubes into, or maybe it's skin growing over his piping and stuff. I think that's really gross and very chaosy. But in here, I feel like some of these tubes and flesh, you know, thingy-majigs were a little bit bright. So I liked how his face turned out. I thought the face, so far anyway, this is definitely not done. His tongue and his mouth look good. I need to come in and do the teeth. And then do his eye lenses and stuff, and the little tubes or these little pipes going in there, wires. And then we're gonna come in and I'll do some rust effects on this and some streaks. And then, you know, we'll paint the skull and we'll change it. We'll get all the other little details that are missed, and then we'll come in here and we'll paint, or I'll airbrush in the vents here that have hot spots, which will give it a little bit of OSL and a glow. But I think all in all, it's not too bad. Once we get to the basing, he'll have some rust dust up on his legs, which I think is gonna really contrast well and look nice. And then moving forward, the intention is to do those similar types of flesh effects on the tubing down here, on his legs and stuff, and right through here. And I feel like, yeah, and then right in here, I feel like this guy has a lot less flesh to worry about. There's some up under here that we may not get to because A, it's gonna be hard to get to, and B, I just don't know if it's worth doing because I don't know if anyone's gonna see it. And then obviously we'll come in here and we'll do some OSL on these little light sources as well. And then the flesh down in here. So I've got, and right here, didn't even see those. So I think that's gonna look particularly cool and make these look like very demonic engines, as they should. So this is the, I guess, Forge Fiend, and I've got a Mauler Fiend to apply these effects to as well. And then I've got my Greater Possessed, which I'm gonna try and do similar effects where we transition this flesh color down onto their mutated hands, where it's gonna be like that pink, purpley pink flesh color, the Screamer Pink type colors. I think it's Screamer Pink. Do I have it right here? Yeah, so transition into Screamer Pink, and I think Pink Horror is the highlight. So it's different. I don't do a lot of pink stuff. I usually work with purples a lot with flesh, and that's mostly in regards to washing, but this has been a different experience, and I think it's very cool because I'm getting this more demonic, interesting looking flesh. So it's been fun, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the way these look, and hopefully I will be making some forward progress on my Iron Warriors in the near future. I'd like to get them on the tabletop. I just don't know how fast that's gonna happen. And then right here before we wrap up, you can see where I was working that some of the metallic's been rubbed off my fingers because I was working on this guy without a glove. So I'll have to come back in and we'll have to touch that up, but that's fine. So anyways, folks, I think that's about all I've got going on this week. So we're currently filming this vlog, which will hopefully go out soon. We've got those tutorials coming out. I'm hoping to be filming a battle report tomorrow with Adam against his demons. Hopefully we'll get Bob back into rotation so we can see some more Eldar and Space Wolves on the Twitch channel and on YouTube. And hopefully Tim will be back out with his Guard or his Chaos or Space Marines or something like that here in the near future. He is currently planning a wedding and getting ready to tie the knot, so he's not been able to make it out. I know he's planning on working on a Word Bearer's army, so hopefully we'll get to see some of that in the near future. That would be great. And then depending on how things go, I believe we've got Wheels from the stream, Javasuko, and Clan Wolf, who are supposed to be coming out in August. So hopefully you'll be able to see me play some games with them, or at least see some updates and stuff on Instagram and so forth. So if Wheels comes out, that's particularly cool because he's got a lot of armies he can bring, so we can get some really cool battle reports going on. Maybe try and do something narrative, I don't know. If Clan Wolf comes out, I think he's gonna be bringing Night Lords, and if Javasuko comes out, which If Javasuko comes, Clan Wolf comes. If Javasuko doesn't, Clan Wolf doesn't get to come. It's just the way it's going to work. But if Javasuko from Twitchland makes it out, I'm assuming he's going to bring in Space Wolves. So that'll be cool. We'll get some nice variety. And if I can have these Iron Warriors done, God willing, by August, we can hopefully see me play some thematic games where I play like my Imperium stuff versus Chaos and my Chaos versus Imperium, you know, so it's not like Space Marine versus Space Marine. If it's Space Marine versus Chaos, that's okay. Also, I'd like to apologize for the weird dinging crap that's going on right now. It's a backup battery thing for Austin's computer that hasn't been fixed. So occasionally it decides to go crazy, and I was on a roll here having a good time chatting, and I'm not sure if I refilmed this segment if it would have came across the exact same way. So beep's done. Nice. Let's see, what else? I was going to say something. I remember now. Hopefully I can get these Iron Warriors done quickly because I also have a commission lined up. I know you guys from Twitchland know that I'm currently not taking commissions, but there's a couple people that I make exceptions for, and Wheels, or Chris from the Garrison, is one of them just because he's been kind of a day one supporter. He supported me back when I was doing commissions for Brush for Hire, which is now Death Ray Designs, and when I stepped away from doing commissions for Death Ray Designs, I did AM Services. He followed me and he supported me the whole time. He's been one of my #1 supporters on Twitch and one of my #1 patrons, and he really likes to try and support me, and he enjoys the art that I do and the effort that goes into it. So even though I'm not doing commissions full time and I'm very selective with what I'll do, he is one guy that I will always try and work with, and he works with me on timing and scheduling. So hopefully you'll get to see me maybe on stream, maybe not, maybe you'll just get updates, but I will be working on a Warhound Titan for him, a Sanguinius, which I have not determined if I want to do gold or non-metallic gold on him yet. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to try it, so we'll see what I decide to do. I've got some Terminators to do for him, and I've got the Adepticon exclusive Lieutenant to do for him as well. So hopefully you'll get to see some stuff different in my feeds on my channel somewhere in the near future. But it really depends on if I can get the Iron Wars done quickly. If I can't, and I start to get too stressed out, I might transition over and start working on the Blood Angels. We'll see. With that being said, folks, I think we're going to go ahead and sign off today. If you haven't already, I'd like to encourage you guys to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ding that little bell so you get alerts when we go live. If there's anything that you think we can do to improve, sound off in the comments below. If there's any content you'd like to see me work on, also sound off down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. If you haven't already, make sure you check me out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ampservices. And on that note, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, check that out as well. We'd like to see your miniatures. We'd like to see what you're working on. We'd like to interact with you. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. Hopefully I will catch you guys next week. And as always, happy wargaming.